പോവുകയാണ്. അതിനു മുമ്പ് GTOB Board of Directors, they are here to address you. നമുക്കൊരു വലിയൊരു കൈയടിയോടെ എല്ലാവരും നമുക്ക് അവരെ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യാം. We have the President of GTOB, Sri Gobinatha Menon, Vice President, Executive Director, Sri Ram Vattapadam, Board of Director, and Sri VP Divagaran from Board of Director. Adimai, I would like to invite Dr. P. Karunakarankutti, GTOB President, to address us. Thank you.
Okay. Dear friends, well-wishers of Guruvayurappan Temple of Brampton, all the volunteers who have made the temple celebrations possible and a great success, and all the office bearers of Guruvayurappan Temple of Brampton. The board has entrusted me with the responsibility of remembering and paying tribute and homage to two of the five in heaven. Bhaskaran Menon, who was the senior most, 19, at the age of 79. He was living in Dubai then. He was the first secretary and executive director of the corporation of Guruvayurappan Temple of Brampton. Trichur Anandakrishnan Vishwanathan was, and we lost him suddenly last month here. This was at age 81. He was exactly 365 days younger to me. Let me begin how the five of us happened to be connected and working together all these years. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, there were quite a few immigrants of Indian origin in Canada, particularly in Greater Toronto and Southwest Ontario. As to be expected, they were from diverse walks of life, professions, and religions. They were from different parts of India and speaking many languages and dialects. There were some Hindu temples, including a few South Indian temples in Toronto at that time. I also remember a few Keralite churches and also mosques. A bunch of us Keralite Hindus used to get together socially on and off, but always lamenting that we had no temple to call our own, like the ones in Kerala. But of course, we all had a long list of preferences and choices. I now remember one such gathering in the spring of 1993, hosted by Trichur Vishwanathan and his wife Shobha at their residence at 23 Laidlaw Avenue, Brampton. Myself, my wife Omana, Unni Raja and Suganya, Ram Matambadam and Viji, Shankar Tekapadankam, and Bhaskaran Menon and Leditha were there with our children. It was that day the small group of Keralites devotees made a firm and final decision to build a Krishna temple in Brampton. Of course, Krishna is Guruvayurappan for Keralites. I was delegated to take a leading role and get the ball rolling. Everyone pledged their support, but no one knew how to build a temple. No one had money to spare. Most were struggling to settle down as we had just come looking for better pastures. Availability of appropriately zoned and affordable land was becoming difficult day by day. However, that was the next most appropriate step Bhaskaran Menon suggested, and we all agreed. On the 16th of July 1999, five of us got together and registered a not-for-profit Guruvayur Corporation for the purpose of purchasing the required land. Bhaskaran Menon and his business associate Gopinathan Menon had started a company called OMI, Original Music Impressions, and it was in a unit number 10, 71 Rosedale Avenue, Brampton. This was in 1992. And they both allowed us to use that address as the registered address for the new temple office. We became the five founding directors, verified and approved by the Directorate of Charitable Corporations. I was elected president, Bhaskaran Menon secretary, and Gopinathan Menon, Ram Vattambadam, and Thrissur Viswanathan were directors for other assignments. Luckily, we were able to buy a 10.2 acre parcel of agricultural land in Brampton, zoned for future development for commercial and residential use, including place of worship. And on 18th of August 1999, that was when we registered. And we invited 24 other like-minded devotees to become shareholders, agreeing to donate up to 2 acres of land for the construction of the Guruvayurappan temple. On 11th September 2001, Guruvayurappan Temple of Brampton was registered as a charity, and we are given the charitable status within months. The rest of history, which all of you have already heard several times from many of us, will not be repeated here. We have come a long way, and now we own the Guruvayurappan Temple of Brampton that is built and consecrated according to the well-known Kerala temple traditions and Agama Shastra principles. We have 5 members that continued, and on the 22nd of August 2004, the incorporated articles were modified and amended, and the number of directors was increased from 5 to 7, which continues until date. May Lord Guruvayurappan bless us all. Today, as we are celebrating the 7th Pratishtha Dinam festival of Guruvayurappan Temple, we want to remember with gratitude and officially celebrate the lives and achievements of 2 of our dear departed founding directors. The triggering factor for this was the recent unexpected demise of Thrissur Anandakrishnan Viswanathan. വയസ്സായ തൊണ്ട വരലുണ്ട്. Thank you. Bhaskaran Menon migrated to Canada in October 1991 with his family. He was the true leader and brain behind the planning and execution of our dream to construct the Krishna temple. In early years, Basi and I traveled to India many times for various reasons in connection with the establishment of the temple. We had some friends and contacts in Guruvayur, both myself and Basi and also Uniraja. We all had friends. We used these contacts, but connecting with Mr. Girish Kumar, and through him connecting with our Tandri, Brahmasri, Kariyanur Mana, Divagaran Nambudiri, and eventually getting him recruited as our Tantri and Melshanti were the most important achievements of Basi. Getting Vedaparamban as our Vastu advisor was the next win. Designing and producing the amazing limited edition Guruvayurappan medallion was Basi's brainchild. Preparation of the temple business plans and original planning and implementation of the Udayastamana Puja and the original planning and implementation of that to generate income for the temple are all to his credit. Office training and recruitment were his portfolios. Bhaskaran Menon, as a leader, had the unconditional support and assistance from all the founding directors, who are all to be congratulated for these accomplishments. Basi was a highly educated, experienced, and successful businessman with ample corporate and management skills, having worked in Bombay as well as Bahrain. That was before he came to Canada. When I met him first through Ram Vatambadam, my initial impression was that Basi was a very serious, not so friendly, and a man of few words. I was wrong. One had to win his trust and confidence, and then he took you under his wing, which were very, very protective. He was a visionary and willing teacher. Confidentiality and trust were most important for him, and rightly so. I learned a lot from Basi, who helped me to become a better president of Guruvayurappan Temple. We were always efficient and on time with our accountants and CRA because of Basi's guidance. Basi had some chronic medical ailments for many years. When deterioration occurred in his health in November of 2017, he decided to relocate his residence to Dubai to be with his son and to continue medical care and to avail better home nursing facilities. He was only 77 years old when we gave him a send-off to Dubai on the 25th of November 2017. We were busy completing the final stages of construction of the Sri Govils and making other plans and preparations for Bimba Parigraham at Mannarsala Temple in 2018, followed by Mahapradishta in July of 2019. Many of you were blessed to witness that. We were hoping that Basi will recover enough to attend the Mahapradishta, but he was not well enough to travel at that time, and we lost him on the 25th of December 2019. His demise was gradual and death was very peaceful. I am ever so grateful to Lord Guruvayurappan for the opportunity of meeting and knowing Basi and working with him to make this temple a reality for all of us Canadians. He was an older brother to me. I never had the opportunity to thank him enough, intimately or in person, when he was alive. Dear Basi, we know that you are here in spirit. Your wife, Lalita, is with us today. Today we are celebrating your life and achievements with love and fond memories. This is our temple you helped us to build. Thank you, Lalita, for all your efforts. With love and fond memories, Om Namo Narayanaya, I present this on behalf of your loving co-directors, favorite priests, and other temple staff who always admired you. Be with you always and forever. Remember, Trichur Anandakrishnan family had migrated to Canada in 1975. We permanently settled in Ontario only in 1984. That's about myself. We were very close friends of the Vishwanathans since the 1990s. It was Ram my classmate from grade 1 in Namara, who introduced me to Vishwanathan. Ram and Visham had been in Canada from 1969. Visham was the youngest among us 5 founding directors of the Guruvayur Corporation first, and then we also became the founding directors of GTOB. He was the baby of our group, but exactly 365 days younger to me. He worked for IBM first and later at Lowe's, as retirement was otherwise boring to him. Visham was a humble simpleton, full of energy and grace, friendly and happy, loving and caring. He was a workaholic. In the early days, he was all in all, everywhere, and doing everything for the temple. He arranged daily supplies and deliveries, milk, oil, coconut, bananas, flowers, and all other puja supplies. How can I forget even Gomutram and cow dung when they're needed for special pujas at the temple? He had contacts in the Malayali, Tamil, and Sri Lankan communities. He knew every puja supply store in town and their owners. He was one of the 6 selected Brahmins, especially trained and delegated with the responsibilities of serving as assistant priest when needed and temporarily as a temporary replacement for the chief priest when he was away. We had only one priest those days. Starting from our Caledon days, Visham was visible and active in every temple function, starting from the New Year and Vishu celebrations in Caledon, followed by the arrival of Tirumani and his family, Charapradishta, Bhuparigraham, the 3 of the Karishanam, and even every subsequent event and festivities. He was the mechanic and maintenance man. He was the gardener and caretaker for the lawn. He was seen on the ladder or on the lawnmower as needed. When we bought the land, he was in charge of the farmland, dealing with the temporary Sardarji tenants, and occasionally he also cultivated vegetables in our farm. He knew every nook and corner of the temple, every shelf and cabinet, washrooms, showers, air conditioners, furnace, hot water boiler, they were all under his supervision. He did most of the purchasing, finding the best prices and special sales and discounts. Towards the end, everything we brought was at the staff discounted price at Lowe's. His voice was loud and reverberating. I miss his Yenda Sare whenever he came into the temple. That's how he greeted. He was a go-getter assistant for Tirumani in every sense. He was everybody's Visham uncle. He was in the temple attending Deeparadhana the night before he died. I had seen him through the temple camera. The next morning, we were all supposed to be at the temple to officially light the lamp and to declare the new office open. He did not come that morning as he was feeling weak and unwell, and he had to be taken to the ER by his son Rajiv. He was found to be in heart block and was transferred to the Trillium Hospital for emergency insertion of a pacemaker. He was waiting in a Trillium Hospital, laughing and joking with his son. Tirumani and the directors present in the temple, we lighted the Niravalaka on behalf of all the office bearers. And almost 1 or 2 hours later, when I was driving home, I got a call from Vijay to report that while waiting in the hospital for his pacemaker, Visham suffered a massive cardiac arrest and resuscitation attempts failed to revive him. Visham, this whole temple, from top to bottom, and every nook and corner will remember you and your touch. You will always be here in our hearts and memories. Rest in peace, my friend and our hero, wherever you are. Om Shanti. Thank you all for being here and for patient hearing. Om Namo Narayana.
May I request Sri R.K. Padir to say a few words? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a very emotional moment. I think what Dr. Kuti has said probably summarizes the true feeling of all of us. I don't want to say anything more. It's very overwhelming, very emotional for us who worked with both of them so closely. All I want to see is that their dreams and their hard work is what we are enjoying today. So I request all of you to confirm by a clap of word to say that we have done it. What their dream has come true. Thank you, the families, for all your support. We will, I'm sure, with what we see today and the last few years, we see a lot of young people who come to the temple. So we are also sure that this temple will continue for centuries and will be safe and it will be a successful place for all of us to come and worship. Thank you all.
Check, check.
Hello, friends. I go back with Vichu many decades. I wasn't as old as him, or still not as old as him, but I had connection with him and his family going way back. And as Dr. Kuti said, when our chief Trimeni arrived here, I was blessed to be one of the six that he mentioned, along with Vichu, to be performing in the Garbhagriha when Trimeni could not perform. But I can tell you one thing about Vichu is doesn't matter whether it is here or outside activities, whatever he did with a lot of devotion and with full heart. It is not like half-heartedly. He was involved in the Malayali community, in the Tamil community. He used to join SVBF for the year-end parties, where I was a part of at that time. And he would make sure that there is always 2 full tables that he brought people. The other thing that I want to mention to you is all of you know Venki. Venki, can you stand up? This man here also goes back with Vichu a long time. But you won't believe it, the day that Vichu passed away, that same morning, he and his wife, they were out of town. I can't remember where, but he told me that he thought about Vichu and he wanted to speak to me that particular day. And then a few hours later, or by the end of the day, he found out that Vichu is no longer there. So thank you for sharing that with me. But the most important thing is the Guruvayur temple is standing today because of Vichu and all these people, the 5, what I call as the 5 musketeers, the original 5. And I had the opportunity of working with them in fundraising and a few other activities in the initial days. Today, We are enjoying the fruits of all their actions. And of course, the new board members who have joined since then, I don't think all of them are here, but at least I had a small part to play in the old days. So I thank Dr. Kuti, Gopi Menon. The Gopi Menon, nobody talks about him, okay? He's behind the scenes man. He's alive, he'll be kicking. I hope he lives to 100, okay? For those of you who don't know that Gopi and Bhaskar and Menon. They are the ones who acquired the house in Caledon where the temporary Pratishtha was done. In Caledon, unfortunately, we could not get that zoned and all that. That's why they had to move. And of course, as Kuti said, a number of people donated the land here, 24 plus 5, I think about 30 people donated the land here. So we were lucky. But prior to that, I've been involved in many other temple activities and temple initiation. If it wasn't for Gopi and Basi Menon, that Caledon property, they put money out of their pocket. We would not have been able to go there. And my heart went both towards these people and Tirumeni. And when Tirumeni could not do, I had to drive all the way from South Mississauga and be at the temple in Caledon at 4 o'clock. But I felt so proud and privileged to be there that I was part of that. And today, I see the fruits of the action. And all of you, I think every one of you, in some form or the other, maybe you're new members, you don't know these old people, but anytime you see them, thank them. Of course, you have to thank Guruvayur Temple, Guruvayurappan, but all of these people as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak a few words.
Thank you, Sri Hari Anand.